early, mid-1970s, it wasn't too hard for young women artists, for middle-aged women artists to look around the environment that they worked in. It was very clear that the opportunities for women artists were minuscule compared to the opportunities for male artists. Groups of women artists got together in Rosendale, New York, and in several other places around the country to try to give women opportunities to make art in a safe and nurturing environment.
It was 1974. Tanya and I were in graduate school, and I had known Anita and Barbara in undergraduate school. There was an energy around working together, and we decided to come together to see what we could do as a learning and studying space together.
And we wrote a grant, and we succeeded in getting the grant. And it was a very small grant. There was a bridging point, which became, we need to make more opportunities for professional people to make their work. And that shifted into the sort of professional aspect that the studio embodies now.
The Women's Studio Workshop is really important. There are a couple other organizations that kind of do similar programs, but there are not many organizations in the United States that are for women and run by women. It's a very much a community-based environment. There are a lot of women that work here in different capacities, either up in the office or as artists in the studios. And it's just a great place where you can come and you can easily become enmeshed in the community. They're very laid back, and they're very open, and you're just given time to work in the space. The studios are open 24 hours, and if you need technical assistance or have questions, there are always people around who can help you. I specifically came here to learn about paper, because the Women's Studio Workshop is known for its books and its paper making.
Paper is made essentially, it's taken from fibers that are grown, and then when they're harvested, they're taken and they get put into a beater, and then it beats it for a long time, or in a variety of lengths of time, and then it gets dispersed in a lot of water.
This is how you pull a sheet, and you dip into here, and then you lift up, and you let it drain. This is like a screen, and the water's draining out the bottom. And this process is called couching. And couching, the word comes from the French word coucher, which means to lay down. So we couch the paper onto the blankets.
You can build with paper. You can create form, and I like the look of skin and the look of a skeleton. So that's the kind of thing I try to get in my work. There's a whole world of paper that's out there that not that many people are aware of.
To Women's Studio to print my own work, which consists of limited edition artist books. I use letterpress printing for printing both type and imagery in my books. I also use the silkscreen studios as well upstairs.
We publish about between 5 and 7 books a year. And the program is divided into 2 different aspects. One is a residency, where an artist comes here for 6 weeks to produce a book, and the other grant is when an artist who cannot come here is given a stipend to work in their own studio. I think to date we have produced about 150 books, which are in many collections around the country and also abroad. And we have 5 libraries who collect the books we publish.
Chili Bowl Fiesta is a really interesting fundraiser because it raises a lot it raises awareness and as well as money. WSW is a nonprofit organization, so the Chili Bowl fundraiser raises money to sustain the clay program for the year. Without the Chili Bowl fundraiser, there wouldn't be a clay program at the Women's Studio Workshop. Children come in and on 2 different days, and they make, and then they're allowed to come back on another day and finish their own work. And then it's nice for the kids because it gives them something to look forward to when they come to Chili Bowl. They come and they can find their bowl that they made, and they have a sense of accomplishment too.
And then in addition, local potters donate work as well. So it's really it's a community effort in a lot of ways.
It's a very relaxed atmosphere, but we also have a lot of work that we do, so we have to have guidelines and deadlines that we work towards. And there's a lot of programs that go on, like the Arts and Education program and then the Summer Arts program. So we do different things to work up towards that. And then there was the Chili Bowl Festival. So it's kind of like we all have our different studios and we all work towards the common goal.
Well, right now, I'm just like cleaning up. We just had Arts and Education, so the 5th graders from Kingston, Edison Elementary came. And I think it's a really good program. The kids were really excited, especially like, picking out their own colors and making their stencils and having their image come out. It's almost like, it was like magic when they saw it.
I think that we're constantly refining our programming and tweaking it, and we keep more and more we assess our audience, what's their needs, what are their concerns. We're trying to develop programs that are going to provide a little bit more support. Like Tanya said, we expect the artists to come and work on their own here. We're trying to develop a program where we can provide more support for artists so that when we can expand the potential residency opportunities to people that have less experience in printmaking.
I think it's a wonderful thing to celebrate the existence of an entity, an institution like the Women's Studio Workshop, which says we're still going to put our attention and our effort to making a nurturing place for women artists to produce their art. This society is not too good for that effort, and it's not too hopeless for that effort. This is an effort which still needs to be made and still has value.